Next story, and that is a beautiful young lady, Brianna Grier. And I don't know what I've been doing, but I just saw this story. She was having a medical emergency. Brianna Grier. I don't know. I want to say Adriana, but I keep saying. Okay, so what happened with Miss Grier? This is in Georgia. The cops that came to help were Hancock Sheriff Deputy, and there's a video showing her handcuffed. So they saying, okay, when did this happen? Okay, this happened July the 15th. She was having a health crisis. The young lady is, I thought they said she was 28. Okay, yeah, 28. Okay, so so I don't have the video, but I'm gonna just read. They said Brianna Grier, 28, Grier, Grier, fell from a car door on the passenger side of in handcuffs. I'm thinking, what? When I heard that, I didn't hear that part. I just heard that somebody had, at first I didn't even know what had happened. Now they're saying she fell because people were saying what happened. I thought that maybe while they was tussling with her and when they put her in the car, maybe she had a stroke or something. So they said that she had been diagnosed with schizophrenia. She was taken into custody on July the 15th while suffering a health crisis, and she died 6 days later being in a coma. Her family called police while she was suffering from her episode, but officers accused her of resisting arrest and took her into custody. What the? I'm sorry, I went there. If a person, I mean, come on, think about it. If you're having an episode, health, mental, schizophrenia, bipolar, whatever, you're not going to be walking around prim and proper, looking like a Victoria's Secret model or looking like a dignitary's wife at one of the UN big whatever or one of those Washington galas or something. Come on. I mean, it makes me wonder, is that Bozo the Clown's cousins, grandpas, uncles, sons that's working on these departments? I mean, come on, it's like you're telling a person who's having a seizure or epileptic episode, hey, stop biting your tongue. Hey, stop making those weird moves. Hey, stop shaking. Hey, stop hitting your head on the wall. I'm like, really? Took the woman in talking about she was resisting arrest. What we people are going to have to do who have people, who family members, wives, daughters, sons, grandsons, you just need to not call the cops. That's what it looks like, because when you call the cops, it looks like they job from there is to finish your loved one off. I saw one story where the dude was in an episode trying to commit suicide. Forgot what he was doing. He was and basically the cop said, hey, dude, don't kill yourself. Let me kill you. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, that's basically, you guys, that's basically what's going on, okay? So here they're saying there's a footage that was released by the GBI. It shows Grier yelling at the officers arresting her, insisting she is not drunk and saying, I ain't broke no law and get off me. You see, if I don't hang myself when I get in there, she said, while cops, one of whom had activated his stun gun, took her into custody. So you see right there that the lady was going through some stuff. Why are you putting y'all don't put no stun gun on Dylan Roof. He killed them people in that church. I bet you didn't put no stun gun on old homie that massacred them people over there at Tops Market. You didn't put a stun gun on the other one that killed all the people at that El Paso Walmart. You surely didn't put nothing on the Uvalde guy. He took his own self out. So they say the deputies closed the rear driver's side door. The investigation shows that the deputy thought he closed the rear passenger side door. The police did not put her seatbelt on, the investigation revealed. The GBI said the deputies left the scene and drove a short distance, during which Grier must have fallen out the car. Child, this here is just hard. It's just hard to see. My voice is cracking, breaking up seeing this. Anybody with a heart, a mind, a soul, I think we all know or have experienced a family member or someone you know that have had a mental crisis. I mean, you can have, maybe not schizophrenia, you can have an episode from having family members. I know someone I met was telling me she didn't have like 3 or 4 family members that just die in succession, like every other month. A person can crack from just that. You got people, remember the designer, the British designer, golly, all I can say is McQueen. What is that guy's name? They're still designing under his name. He killed himself after his mom died. He couldn't live. His mom passed. We had a lawyer not too long ago in Dallas, well-known, famous, high-profile lawyer, killed himself because his teenage daughter had passed. Okay, so here they're saying officers found Grier face down on the side of the road, unresponsive. It is the responsibility of law enforcement to keep everyone in their custody safe and alive, including when there's a mental illness crisis. Attorney Ben Crump. Thank God for Attorney Ben Crump, who is representing Grier's family, and he said in a sad statement to the Post, everybody knows that it is not supposed to be possible to open a police vehicle from the back seat, especially when a person is in handcuffs. I don't even, this is another bizarre, weird story. Crump said that Brianna's family had faith in the law enforcement to get her the help she needed, and now they are being forced to grieve her completely unnecessary death. I don't know. I know in some places they have the mental health, I forgot what it's called, where you call the facility or you go there and you check in or you sign some kind of paper to have your family member, I wouldn't say committed or put at the facility, and they have people that come almost like police, but they're from the facility, or they're constables, and they come and they get the family member, and to call the police. Okay, the last person I'm going to talk about, and this is a nice looking young man. He was having a breakdown as well. His name is Mr. Nicholas Chavez in Houston, Texas. And same thing. His parents, I think this young man is married with kids. So, see, grand jury declines to indict Houston police officers over the shooting of Nicholas Chavez. Nicholas was shot more than 20 times. They just executed him. I mean, when you doing that, I mean, that's an execution. You know, you worse than the Italian mafia, the Russian mafia, the what you call these people? That's another What's is it the cartels in Mexico? I mean, that's where this is at. Same thing with Braylon. That's what they do over there. This is what they doing here. No difference. Okay, so Nicholas was shot 20 times. And I remember hearing about this. It didn't really get a lot of I don't know why, like I said, some stories get told and get repeated over 24/7 cycle, kind of like with the Gabby Petito story, and it's still so sad for her. And then other stories, nobody hear about it. Thank God for the little YouTubers, especially us little small YouTubers. And yes, I need you to click like and subscribe. So here it talks about in April 2020, police officers in Harris County Precinct 6 Constable Office deputies responded to 911 calls about Chavez, who is reportedly throwing himself in front of cars. Oh, wow. Okay, so he was throwing himself in front of cars. After trying to calm Chavez down for several minutes, officers used their tasers and other non-lethal ammunition against him. Chavez then began walking towards the officers, prompting one of them to fire 3 shots. After Chavez fell to the ground, he attempted to pull a drop taser towards him by its wire. In response, Rubio, Tapia, and Alvarado and LeBlanc shot Chavez a total of 21 times, killing him. After Chavez fell to the ground, he pulled the taser. Okay, so I mean, he pulling a taser wire. Why would y'all shoot him? I mean, it's like, you know, somebody throwing a rock, a little pebble, and then you throwing a big boulder. You throwing poison spearheads at them. I mean, you know. Okay, so those 4 officers were all fired in September 2020 after former HPD Chief Art Acevedo released body camera of the 14-minute altercation. The officers, along with Officer Kevin Nguyen, Nguyen, the City of Houston, and the Houston Police Department were named in a $100 million federal lawsuit filed by the Chavez family. The suit alleged that the officers used excessive force and were following HPD protocol, who suffered from apparent mental crisis. A federal judge dismissed the lawsuit in July, ruling that it failed to prove the city policy led to Chavez's death. I'm like, so they don't want to give this family any money. Not that that's going to bring this young man back, but oh wow, they reinstated the cops. They got reinstated back in. They brought them back. 4 Houston police officers who were indefinitely suspended after shooting and killing Nicholas Chavez in 2020 have successfully appealed the firing and will be reinstated. Officers Patrick Rubio, Omar Tapia, Luis Alvarado, and Sergeant Benjamin LeBlanc were fired in September for their involvement in the shooting in September 2020, in which Chavez was shot 21 times from apparent mental crisis. The shooting occurred in April 2020 after Chavez had been hit with stun guns and a beanbag, shotgun rounds during a moment which then Chief Art Acevedo describes as his greatest level of incapacitation. Man, what kind of big old words are you using here? Then Chief Art, he went to Miami. Then our new Chief Finner, took the job. And then Chief Art Acevedo, I don't know how long he was in Miami. I don't think that man was there for 6 months, and he got fired from Miami, people who call the police for help with their loved one, husband, mama, grandpa, and then the people get whacked, basically, you know. It's supposed to be, I thought there was some kind of I don't know what you call it, mental health specialist that's supposed to come on the scene, or a mental health, I don't know, agents that come to take the people to a facility to get treatment, because Nicholas, I don't know if he was using meds or was supposed to be on meds, also with Brianna, if she was on meds or she was supposed to be using meds. A lot of people don't like to use the meds. I have two friends. One worked at mental health, mental retardation. She made it up from being a social worker to a bigwig supervisor. Another friend worked at another psychiatric clinic. But we, the people, our government facilities, our government elected leaders, will have to do better. We've got money to send to all these different foreign countries and for all kind of other stuff, but we don't have any money for the people here. I know some folks who have the mental crisis, the mental health, they don't like to take the meds because it makes them feel funny with some of the meds. Going back to watch my videos on high value women, high value men, high value couples, it puts weight. Depending on what it is, some of the people can either gain a lot of weight, lose a lot of weight. So if you're with a man or a woman or however that is worried about your weight, then, you know, hey, but you got to do what you have to do for your healthiness, especially if you have kids, to be healthy for your kids, to hold down your job. This is so horrible, sad, just insensitive. If you have any stories, you know of any stories, please share. If you have any solutions, what we need to do, how can we make it better? Now, I'm not putting 100% of the fault on the cops, but I'm still mind-boggled how somebody who is throwing, I don't know if you can see this. This comes from the packing from my Amazon. I'm throwing this at you, and you throw this or a bullet at me. I don't understand. I'm running away from you, and you're shooting at me. I don't understand that. I don't understand how someone could be put in a car and the door flies open. The person, it reminds me of what happened to the young man Freddie Gray in Maryland a while back. They put him in the back of the van, healthy, young, vibrant guy walking. Next thing, he disabled, dead, messed up from them purposely. I don't know if they purposely drove and hit potholes or whatnot, but it's sad. All we can do is send prayers, love, and support to these families. Call and write our congressmen, senators, our president, and get these people who do not have a godly heart, godly mind, get them out of the, I don't know, out of the force, or even out of office, because you're not needed because you're supposed to help. If you can't make it better, we don't need you making it worse. So again, thank you for joining me at Maria Loves to Talk. Stay healthy, happy, and blessed.